Hello everyone. Hello everyone. This is CB Smallwood, and today I'm going to show you how to draw voluptuous, sexy, pretty, full-figured ladies, figure drawings, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to show you how to sketch them out and with ease. Very, very, very simple method that I've come up with. And if you're like me and you've struggled forever, I think you will appreciate this video. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what I'm doing, and then I'm going to break it down, okay? So what I like to do, let me get up here in the corner of this paper, that way I'm not wasting paper. So normally I use a pencil, but I want to make sure that you're able to see what I'm doing. So if I make mistakes, that's just how it is, okay? And okay. All right, and let's scoot the paper down just a little bit. And okay, and I think maybe a little something like that here, 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 and let's just throw her arms out this way, and maybe just an arm here. We'll do that. That'll be the example. Now, if I had a pencil handy, I would do things a little bigger, a little smaller, a little this, a little that. But there you go. That is essentially the method. And now I'm going to show you, break it down step by step. And I promise this will be really simple, okay? With a little trial and error and practice, you will do much better than this. And trust me, I've got, pages and pages and pages of this stuff of me practicing. Okay. So, I like to call this the vampire tooth method. So just think of a vampire tooth, set of teeth here, he's going to drink your blood. Okay. Vampire tooth, and we start with this basic, shape. And I feel like, it helps to write things down. That way it helps you to remember. So vampire tooth, that's the shape that we're starting with, okay? So from here, what you want to do is, and it doesn't matter what order you do things in, it's what you feel comfortable with. I usually start right about here. And this is going to be the groin area, and I have a line that's pointing up in this direction. And then I got the shoulders, and they're going in this direction. So, there's a lot of compression in this area, and everything's expanding out in a big way right here. I know it looks very mathematical, but don't pay attention to that. I just want you to get the idea. So, starting again here, here. Now, this line right here isn't just about the groin, it's about the hips, which is the main thing, and the shoulders. And what we want to do is we want to put the center line on there. Sometimes I put that last. That's not a good idea, but it's whatever floats your boat, right? The center line kind of determines where your figure is facing in space, if that makes sense. So because I put it here, we got more of her right side here and more of her left, and less of her left side here, okay? And so that means more of her body is facing us from this perspective, if that makes sense. All right, let's go down here. Just keep it going. And I know I'm drawing this over and over, but I feel like, if we break it down step by step, it makes it less of a mystery. The next thing I usually like to do is I do the floating head. Let's zoom in just a little bit more. So now with the floating head, the thing about that is, how do you know how much space you need from the body? It's about half a floating head. Just think about, like, you got a circle here, circle there, draw an 8. Well, half of that 8, which is an orange, would go right here, okay? And so that's about the amount of space. So you put a triangle here, line there, weird triangle, there you go. Now you got a neck. I'm sorry if I'm going too fast or too slow for anyone that's just getting started. Let's take a look at the head right quick. So we've got the head, draw a triangle pointed down, go a line down, and then little triangle, So, you know, if this is a guy, if you was drawing a guy, everything's just bigger, bolder, more muscular. Well, in superhero comics anyway. When you draw women, ladies, girls, you know, females, you want slender. Just think slender and a little bit less in certain areas, okay? So, again, let's go ahead and with the vampire tooth method here, we're getting our hip line in, our shoulder line in. We've got the floating head, and we've got our center line that tells us, you know, what direction she's facing. We can even put a center line here on the face so we know which direction her head is tilted, right? And I'll just go ahead and do this, right? Okay, now let's add the hips. And look how easy adding the hips is. Line here and a line there. Look at that. Look how easy that is. Ain't that mind-blowing? And this, and again, let's see it again real quick. You know, this stuff is, you know, not that hard. It's really simple. You know, sorry, I'm cheating here. There we go. Line here, line there. Now the next thing that we're going to do is just trace this line and then kind of right back up. Okay, you see that? So if we take this figure over here, show you again, see this line right here? We're just going to start from this point down, trace it down, go about knee level, and then bring it up till her butt connects to that line right there. You see that? Now the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to bring this down right about here. Same thing again, from this point, right about here. Look at that. Look how it's coming together. Now, drew the head too small. There we go. Fixed it. Again, folks, if I had a pencil handy, I could fix things as I go, but I think it's more important to show you how simple this method is. It really breaks it down in a nice way. Okay, so vampire tooth again. Again, here's your arc. And arc that way, right? Now, if you want to know how much space that you need to leave in the groin, roughly about, see about this head? Roughly the head would fit right here, okay? So just keep that in mind if that helps. This one's not turning out as well, but that's okay. It's A-okay. Man, that's rough looking. So anyway, let's see. We've got our hip line. Got this coming down. And got that coming down there, right? Now, the next thing that I want you to think about is the collarbones. So just draw you a little line here, a little line there. And I like to think of everything in terms of, you know, triangles. I feel like that's how I like to break things down. Some people think of ovals and squares and stuff, but a lot of what I do is triangles. So when you're doing the collarbones, that's where you go. Again, looking at these figures, start from right here and roughly right about there, right there. So just connect the dots, right? See that? That's how you do the collarbone. Okay. Make it go down that way. Draw the head big since I've been drawing them small for a little bit. Okay. No, right there. That's good. Okay, the next thing is the boobs, the breast. What we're going to do here is you kind of have to eyeball it, really. I know that's not the best explanation. Okay, so roughly right about there. And again. Head bigger. Okay, a little shoulder thing there. The next thing that I like to do is where the hips are at, like right here where they connect, I draw a little line here because it kind of points where roughly the abs are at. And then I draw the line, little ab line there. See how that you kind of got all your stuff already there, and everything is just less of a mystery. You know, you just know where everything's at. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to add the arms. Just trying to, you know, draw you like a little pointy thing there. Just draw you a little weird messed up circle there. Right here is the shoulder. Just draw you a cylinder, kind of pointed, and do you like a diamond shape here, like a stretched out diamond. And here's a little pointer I like to give. Where to know how far the hand goes is the hand goes a little bit past the groin. Okay, so if you're drawing men or women, have the hand going a little bit past the groin. Now I know it's not doing that here, but you have to keep in mind her elbow is behind her and it's right there. Okay, so that's the reason that hand's not dropped below the groin. But if the arm is outstretched like this and hanging down, the hand is a little bit past the groin. So I encourage you to just, you know, drop your arm straight down, okay, and just kind of gauge for yourself to see if I'm right or wrong, you know. So anyway, moving on. And this is a pretty quick method, you know. It's not that hard or difficult. It's just very simple, I think, straightforward. Now, another little tip, you know, women, all women are made different. Typically, it seems like most women, their breast hangs right about in this area. I've seen artists draw them much higher up on the chest. Most of the time, this is wrong. Now, there are girls that do have their breasts a little bit higher, but most women, it's right about in here, roughly. And you have to always keep in mind that gravity in everything in life, in all human beings, it's pulling things down, okay? So keep that in mind when you're drawing boobs, all right? So we're going to put this little thing out here, boom, boom, boom. Let's trace this line down. And another little tip is I like this leg to go out past the groin. It's not parallel or whatever, it's not going straight down. This leg is right here. It's ending here, and if you was to draw a line straight up from there, you see how far away it is from the groin here? So you want that leg to cross out here. It kind of insinuates, is that the word? Accentuates things. Now let's finish the legs, which is the worst part, you know. But it's not that hard. It's not that easy. It depends. You know, if you're somebody like me that struggles. And again, you don't have to draw anything in a certain order. You draw it in the order that you feel most comfortable with, okay? But for this particular pose, this is kind of what I usually do, if that means anything. I've been drawing it like one way forever, so now our hands up. Okay, now let's get down to the legs. And so with the legs, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line straight down, hump, hump, okay? And I'm going to have her foot kind of just dropping down like that, okay? And just draw like a diamond for the foot, okay? Just think of it like that. And the other thing is we're going to have a little bit of the other leg behind for support in a different way, okay? Does that make sense? So just boom, kind of see what I'm going with here. Does that make sense? That's probably, honestly, the most complicated part of this whole lesson is that right there, all right? So let's take one last look here. Sometimes I like to, you know, have the shoulders pointing this way instead of the other way. I don't know. Okay. And I guess maybe sort of the same thing here. Like the elbow's a little bit bent. And we go here. All right. So it's not the best in the world. You know, it's one of these things that you have to work on. If I had my reference handy, I could do just a little bit better. But I think this is a pretty sound method, you know, for drawing beautiful women in this particular pose. If you want to do that particular pose, if we zoom out, kind of look at the lesson in its totality. Okay, this is the vampire tooth method, and just so you don't think that I'm full of crap, you know, I can draw, you know, so I'm decent. I'm a decent artist, you know, maybe not nothing to write home about. But if you enjoyed this lesson, if you found it helpful any bit, please like, share, and subscribe so you can promote this video and help other people as well, you know, find it. If you think there's a better lesson out there or you recommend any tips, leave them in the comment section down below. I do read each and every single one of these. And don't forget to join my mailing list so that way you can be kept up to date to all the latest offerings that I got coming out as it concerns comics, and whenever I'll eventually launch an Indiegogo or a Kickstarter for my books. As always, I really appreciate everything, and this is CB Smallwood saying I will see you in the next video.